Hey, what's up guys? Bedonia back again. I thought I'd make a video about all the Switch games that I've bought in 2017, at least the physical ones, because I'll do a separate one for the digital ones using the capture card if you want to see that. But yeah, so I've bought, I think it's 18 physical Switch games this year, well last year. And yeah, I just wanted to sort of briefly talk about them all, and sort of leading up to me actually making videos on the games that I do make videos on individually. So yeah. So at the top of the pile, got Super Bomberman R. Now I haven't really spent much time on this, but I did love the Bomberman games as a kid. I think the last one I remember actually playing was Bomberman 64, and I did really enjoy that. But yeah, I only got this because it was second hand at the game shop at one point, and it was a lot cheaper than buying it new at the time, so I figured I'd pick it up and I'll eventually get around to actually playing through it. But yeah. Next I got Skyrim. Now I'm one of those people that never really got into Skyrim before. Back when it came out on like the PS3, the 360, I just couldn't enjoy it. I have no idea why, because on the Switch it's like a completely different experience. I absolutely love it on the Switch. But yeah, on the PS3 and 360 I really could not get into this game. I think maybe having it portable might have been a big help for this, but yeah, I seem to enjoy it a hell of a lot more on the Switch than I ever did on the other consoles, including the PS4, because I did actually buy it on the PS4 as well. Then we have Mario Kart 8. I have made a video on this one, so if you haven't already watched that, then go onto my channel and you should be able to find it. I really like this game. Again, like most people, I loved it as a kid, loved Mario Kart, and I did miss it on the Wii U because I never had one, but I also missed it on the Wii and the GameCube because I didn't have those consoles either. So it's been nice to actually have a Mario Kart game again. I've got to say I haven't played it for a long time, but I'm sure I'll get back into it at some point. The online was good fun, like battle mode and just standard races online. I did really like that. Next we got Lego City Undercover. I have made a video on this one as well. It's kind of like a family friendly GTA, I think I called it. And this game is a lot of fun. If you like your GTA style games and stuff like that, this really does seem to be like a family friendly GTA. Just it's Lego characters, so it's got some good humour to it. And the story mode is actually really fun to get through as well. Then of course The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So this was actually the only game I had day one of the Switch. I might have bought I Am Setsuna on day one as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I believe this was the only game that I owned on the day that the Switch came out. I'm not gonna say too much about this game because I know a lot of people have already spoken about this game, and well, there's not really much more I can add to the conversation on top of what other people have said. Next there was Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Again, this is a game that I hadn't actually played before it came to the Switch, and I bought this at a local game shop because they had actually imported it before it came out in the UK. I haven't made a video on this game yet, but to be fair, I haven't even been able to actually finish the game. I put about 15 hours in and not once have I been able to complete the actual campaign mode, which is just bizarre. Like it's a very difficult game if you're not the most lucky person. I just seem to get bad drops, and I just don't seem to get the end of the game. But yeah, this game is brilliant, and I'm quite disappointed that I did miss this on the other platforms, but it did mean it was a completely new experience to me on the Switch, and well, amazing game. Then we have Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I think a lot of people have put it this way, but it's the I'd say it's the crossover that no one actually thought that they wanted. Now this game, I had never even played a Rabbids game. I've played quite a few of the Mario games, but I'd never played a Rabbids game. I'd seen like little clips and stuff, and I thought they were just really annoying. So when this game was rumoured, there was no way I was believing that, because it just seemed kind of crazy, like a mix that should not work. And combine that with like the XCOM style gameplay, this is actually a really good game, and I do highly recommend it to anyone who has a Switch. I'm hoping to make a video about this soon, probably when the new DLC launches for it, so I can get kind of like a full opinion video on this game, including all like the DLC content, whether it's worth buying or not, and whether it is worth buying that season pass as well. The next game is one that I have not even put in my Switch at all, but it was another import that the local game shop to me, got in, and I figured, oh, I'll try it, I'll play it, and I will end up giving it a go. But also, it comes with this like patch that you can like sew onto a cap, I guess, which is pretty cool. But that was a nice little addition. But other than that, I have not touched the game. It's just sat in my plastic game case, just hasn't even been played by me at all. Next we have Pokken Tournament. Now this is a game that I had heard about a few times. It's been mentioned a few times on videos that I've watched, but it was something that I didn't really think would be very good. And to be honest, it sounded a lot more like it was just some made up, like some Pokemon fighting game by some completely random company. I had no idea that this was like an official Pokemon fighting game. I guess I never really looked too much into it. But Pokken Tournament is good fun. I'm not a huge fighting game person, so I haven't put a lot of hours into this yet. I'm hoping to actually really get back into it. I mean, I know I've said that a few times now. There's actually a few games here that I'm thinking could be quite good for the next few months, where game releases are a bit bare, I want to say. And it's nice to have little games that you've already bought that you haven't really played much of, that you can play during the times where game releases are a little bit bare. Next up is Has Been Heroes. It's another game that I only bought because it was an American import into the local game shop, but I really liked the look of it on the eShop. I knew there was a physical edition out there, and I did not want to buy it physical. Did not want to buy it digital. Yeah, I haven't played much of this one either, but from what I did play, I did really enjoy it, and this is one that I am definitely going to get back to, because I've heard that this is quite a difficult game, and that sounds fun to me. I'd not played enough to see the difficult parts, I guess, but I've played a good few hours of it, and I did really enjoy it when I did play it as well. Next up is ARMS. Now, for anyone who hasn't bought ARMS, it's another game that I highly recommend. I've put quite a lot of time into this game, and even with the new updates as well, there is so much going for it. I know it's now considered to be content complete, but the content that is there for it, there's plenty there. It's good fun if you like sort of competitive games that are pretty simple, really. But this is a game that I actually mainly only played with motion controls. I did try it in handheld mode just when I was like on the bus and stuff, but I really like the motion controls for this game, and I did really get into it using the motion controls. I think I got to like 8 on the ranked mode, like rank 8 or something, whatever it is, like level 8 I guess. But yeah, great fun, Really good game. I highly recommend that. Now this game, I didn't know what to expect from it because I had never played a Xenoblade Chronicles game before, and obviously this is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I know there was Xenoblade Chronicles 1 on the Wii and on the 3DS, Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. Unfortunately, I haven't played any of those yet, but I was really looking forward to it purely because of it being like a nice big JRPG to play. And to be honest, this is probably my favourite game of 2017, like in general, like my absolute favourite game of last year. It's up there with my favourite games of all time, actually. Brilliant game, and it's another one that I highly recommend. I will get a video out on this game sometime soon, going into a bit more detail on what I think of the game and like the combat style, the combat system and stuff like that. Yeah, highly recommend it if you're interested in JRPGs like me. I'm heavily interested in JRPGs, and yeah, definitely go out and buy this before I make my thoughts video. It's well worth it. Next one, I have L.A. Noire. I hate it. That just makes the case look ugly. Why did they put that there? I know they're trying to warn people that you're going to need space for this game, like you might need a micro SD card because there is like a 13 gig download for it, but Jesus, that just ruins the case completely. Now, this is another fairly old game that I've played before, and this isn't one that I couldn't get into before. I got really into this game and I got quite far into the story, and then someone ruined the story for me, and that was it. I couldn't keep playing with it being a heavy, like, story driven game. But when it came out on the Switch, I was like, this is time. It's time to actually play this game again. And I haven't finished it, but I'm working on it. So hopefully I'll have a video on this soon as well, because I love this game. I loved it when it came out on the PS3 as well. I never played it on the 360, but on the PS3 I did really enjoy this game. It's another one that I would say is well worth buying if you like your story driven games anyway. I mean, there's some performance problems here and there, but there was only one space where I noticed a performance issue, and that was when there was a chandelier on screen and the game just chugged and chugged. It just did not work well on the Switch, at least in handheld mode. But that was the one time where I noticed that, and I was quite glad that that was the only one time. But yeah, I will make a video about this game sometime soon when I finally finished it. Next one I bought was Tiny Barbarian DX. Now, this game, I don't know, I bought this because obviously I had Binding of Isaac, which was another one brought to the Switch by Nicalis. I think I played too many 2D platformers on the Switch so far already, so I really couldn't get into this game at the time that I bought it. I love like the way the game is, like the actual setting of the game. It's really well done, and the gameplay is really good as well. I think I had just exhausted myself on 2D platformers at the time, and I just really could not get into another one because I was in the middle of about 3 or 4 other ones at the time, and I'd already played a few before that as well. But yeah, I will get around to playing this again. Yeah. And the next game is Fate Extella. Now, I've never played a Fate game before, but I really like the look of this game, and I like the Warriors styles games from time to time. Like, my favourite Warrior style game so far has been the One Piece one on, I think that was on the PS3, One Piece Pirate Warriors. Absolutely brilliant game. I love the anime to go with it as well, whereas with this I didn't really have any attachment to it outside of it being like a Warrior style game. It's good fun, and to be honest, I was quite impressed when I first played it. The first mission, like tutorial kind of mission I guess, took me about 45 minutes to actually finish. It's really long just for one mission, so I am definitely going to get back into this game as well. And I know I keep saying that, but as I was working a lot when this game came out, and I just didn't have time for it with the 45-minute missions. I did have like an hour bus ride to work, but the 45-minute missions, I couldn't play that on the bus because there's so much going on in a Warriors game that playing it on the bus just isn't really ideal. Next up, we have Splatoon 2, or Splatoon 2 Salmon Run. No, I changed the cover for the reversible cover on this game. I really like that one. I prefer this cover over the one inside, which was the actual original cover. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're both cool covers, but I just prefer the Salmon Run cover. I think it looks really cool. This game, I've spent a hell of a lot of time playing this game, especially recently. I've actually been recording some gameplay for this so I can get a video out on this. With all the new content that's being added to it and stuff as well, that should be good. So we've had like new game mode, there's been quite a few new maps, there's been a lot of new weapons added. This game is the game that's brought me back into online multiplayer kind of games. I haven't enjoyed anything like Call of Duty or really any online multiplayer games for a long time, but after trying the global test fire for this, I was like, oh my god, this game is going to be awesome, and at the moment I can't stop playing it. Next up is the One Piece Unlimited World Red Deluxe Edition. Now, I bought this game because I love One Piece, but even though I love One Piece, I'm actually not that far into the series, and this game seems to have a lot of stuff that would be considered spoilers if you haven't actually watched far enough in the show. So at the moment, I want to catch up on One Piece, or at least read far enough ahead in the manga to actually understand what's going on in this game without it being spoilers. I did play a good like 5 or 6 hours maybe, and it's a brilliant game. I still prefer the One Piece Pirate Warriors games. I have no idea why, but they just seem to be a lot more fun to me. And when I play this, I don't even play as Luffy, I play as Zoro. Just because I love the free swords. Like, fighting with free swords is really cool. Next up is Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 for Nintendo Switch. I don't know why it's for Nintendo Switch, that is actually the title, but I guess they wanted to differentiate it between the others, and the Nintendo Switch logo wasn't enough. Right, I bought this game, and I've never really been a Dragon Ball fan. Like, I liked some of Dragon Ball Z, but I never got into it enough to actually watch through all the show. But when I seen this come out on like PS4 and Xbox, I really wanted to play it. I just never got around to buying it on either of those. So when it came to the Switch, I could have it handheld as well, I had to buy this game. I've been wanting to play it for a long time at the time, and I did get it, but playing it, even on the TV, it just seemed like the resolution was just awful. I mean, people talk about the Xenoblade 2 resolution in handheld mode being bad, but I feel like they haven't played this game, or at least when it first launched. Things might have changed through patches since then, but this is one of the few games I've stopped playing because of just because of resolution. I did not like the look of it at all. I'll try it again because it's probably been patched by now, but it just looked awful at the time. Next up is Disgaea 5. This game I really, really like, actually. I love the gameplay style. It's that kind of, almost like the Fire Emblem kind of gameplay style, I want to say. There's a lot of comedy to this game, like a lot of humour, and I find it really funny. But it is another game I wouldn't say I've played it enough to actually talk about it in a separate video, so maybe sometime soon I probably will actually get back to playing this now. But at the time it was like, I went into the item world and I spent way too long going through the item world, and I think I just burnt myself out. like playing the item world too much on this game, so I'm meaning to get back into it, hopefully sometime soon. And last but not least, Super Mario Odyssey. Now, this was that game where I was like, I really don't know what to think. Because Mario games, he's usually got his power-ups, like through like the mushrooms and the other stuff that you get through the mystery boxes. But this game with Cappy, I thought this was going to be really weird, and to be honest, once I bought it, I loved every minute of it. I did get this when it came out, and I think I'm on about 700 moons, maybe a little bit more. I did finish the darker side of the moon as well, which is the hardest part of this game, I would say. And there was a lot of complaints about it being too easy, but I found enough challenge playing through it, and well, probably more towards the end, I guess. And you know, once you finish the game and you unlock like the dark side of the moon and the darker side of the moon, that's when the challenging stuff really comes out. Another highly recommended game though. I mean, if you bought a Switch and you haven't got Mario Odyssey, what's wrong with you? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe and like this video if you did enjoy it. Leave a dislike if you didn't, and please leave some constructive criticism in the comments so that I can work on improving my videos. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one.